Hi all, welcome to Transfer Talk on the Final Whistle. Tonight we're going to talk about Harvey Barnes as he completes his move to Newcastle United. I'm going to be joined by Ant from Ant's Leicester fan channel. We're going to get a Leicester response to the move of Harvey Barnes. We're going to be joined by John Sinclair TV. He's going to give me his insight into what his thoughts are on Newcastle signing Harvey Barnes. So, yeah, welcome everyone. Hope you're good. Let's get into it, shall we? Straight away. Guys, if you can, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. We'll also get the lads to share their channel as well. But no, welcome. Let's get the comments in first. Hi, Ollie. How are you, mate? Hope you're good. Looking much better under Pochettino. Beating teams. Well, it was a narrow win against Brighton, wasn't it, Ollie? Alfie, mate, how are you? What's thoughts on Harvey Barnes? Yeah, Barnesy. Ollie, yes. Like the shirt, chat. Appreciate that, mate. Saudi's the new Premier League. Well, they're signing bloody everyone, aren't they? Bloody hell. Even Jamie Vardy's been linked to the Saudi League, and he turned it down. So it shows which players want to go there and which ones don't. Is it you want to play European football, or is it going to the Saudi League and going for the money? I mean, it's one of them boys. But, yeah, let's get the lads in. We'll get Ant. Ant, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's been a strange day, hasn't it, for us? Obviously, meant to have a pre-season game this morning, got rained off. I don't think you can call that rained off. Absolutely pissed it down, like complete.
Torrential
I'm
rain.
worried about our pre-season, but again, we'll talk about that later. And then obviously Barnes going to Newcastle, and I think Barnes leaving's the one that hurts the most out of any of the players that are going to leave this summer because. Obviously, he's been with us a long time. He's an academy graduate, and he always seemed out of like him, Maddison, and Tielemans. I always thought he seemed sort of like the most down to earth, likable one out of a lot of them.
Yeah, I agree. He has got the better move out of the three. Let's be honest. Let's get our guest in, Ant. We've got John Sinclair from Newcastle. John, how are you, mate?
Good evening, man. How are you doing, Jack and Ant? You okay? And thanks so much for having us on.
No, I'm good, John. John, talk to me firstly about your channel, mate. Tell me what you do over on John Sinclair TV.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. I do practically everything now. I do some watch along. I do the live and previews. I do start to do fan cams now. I start to do match day vlogs when I do the home games, which is absolutely fantastic. And I also do the scouting report where every time you sign a new player, then we do a scout report on that particular player. I've done it Harvey Barnes with Cummins Brad. I did him a couple of weeks ago. He was absolutely knowledgeable. It's fantastic. And also I started to do also the 5 things, which is the 5 takeaways. I'm going to start doing Twitter reacts very, very soon. So the content's on there. And I've been working really hard over the weekend. So many recorded shows I've done as well. So, and also do up close with what do you call it, like a YouTuber as well. So I've done 5 of those in a minute. So you know what it is, Jack? I've got a full-time job, and hopefully in a couple of years' time, I'd love to be a full-time YouTuber, and that is what I want to do. So that's my ambition.
Was bound to happen. Harvey Barnes was always going to leave. And shout out your channel, mate, before we start talking about Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, so Ant's Leicester fan channel trying to hit 5k by I was going to say the start of the season, but that's going to be in a couple of weeks. But just trying to get towards 5k now, and again, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. It's nice to actually talk about Leicester with some positivity. It's felt a long time, and yeah, so do make sure to come and subscribe to Ant's Leicester fan channel. Home and away match day vlogs, previews, transfer news, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, congratulations on 4K, Ant. You just hit 4K, Ant. You
Well
just
done,
over.
Ant.
Yeah, on to the next one, Mo.
On to the next one, 5K. Go and smash it. Guys, go and subscribe to the lads' channels. I'll put them in the description. Lads, Harvey Barnes completes the move to Newcastle United then. And it's been on the agenda all window. He didn't take place in pre-season at all, did Harvey Barnes. This move has been talked about for weeks. He was at St James's Park on Friday doing a bit of media and that, going around the ground and that. Had his medical. Today, the agreement has been done. It's been completed, and a undisclosed fee deal for Harvey Barnes, which is, some say 38 million, some say 40 million plus 3 million add-ons. So what's your thoughts on Harvey Barnes to Newcastle, Ant?
It's a shame because I feel like if we'd stayed up, we would have had a much stronger hand in negotiating. I think we could have probably got more like 55, 60 million. But as soon as you get relegated, you lose your strong hand in negotiating. And as soon as we went down, he was going to go. Like, he's one of those players that, like, even if we stayed up, I think we would have had a battle to keep him. But the fact of when we went down, it was pretty much done. But one thing I'll say is I'm happy for him that he's got a brilliant move, and the fact that he's gone to play Champions League football at a club where I think he will develop. And I hope Harvey Barnes does go on to do very well. I've got no bitterness towards him. It's like, I would have loved him to have stayed, but you can't sort of, like, the position that we're in, you can't expect a player to turn down, go and play Champions League football. And ironically, a player who made his debut for Leicester in Champions League football. But it's one of those, it's bittersweet because as much as, like, we've got a good fee for him and you wish him well, and like we will bring in 3 or 4 players, I would have loved to have seen him stay for another year and got us out of the Championship. But you can understand why he's gone.
Yeah, I can understand it. But like you talked about relegation last season, he was one of our best players, let's be honest. A real asset to the club, Harvey Barnes. Shared some great memories, scored some great goals, especially the one against Leeds United, Sheffield United away, where he scored some cracking goals, Harvey Barnes. The goal against Nottingham Forest at the King Power last season. He's a great guy, Harvey Barnes, really down to earth. I will miss him. It's good money for Leicester, the 40 plus 3 million add-ons. It goes towards bringing new players in. Selling the likes of Maddison and Barnes are always going to happen this summer. Great player. A real attacking player. But I think the only downfall, Ant, with Barnes was his defensive side of his game. He's tracking back.
Yeah, I think you're right. And also I think, like, we talk about all of these goals that he scored, but he also had games where he would miss, like, sitter after sitter. Forest away this year, like, he had 2 huge chances, and like, that's the side of his game. Obviously, you say about the off-the-ball side of his game, and I think that will have to improve if he wants to keep sort of progressing and playing in a, and if he wants to play in the Eddie Howe system the way that he's got Newcastle playing. But it's like, he's one of those that you think he's at that stage of his career now. He was, if we'd kicked on when we were sort of battling for Europe, I have no doubt in the fact that he would have stayed at Leicester, because you can see how much, like, he loves playing for us. But it's the move for his career.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. It is the move of his career. I do think he's got the better move out of the 3. Maddison obviously going to Tottenham, which was a surprise one. Him also being linked with Newcastle, John. Then we talk about Youri Tielemans. He's got the Europa Conference League. He shed quite a bit of weight, hasn't he, and Youri Tielemans? He looks really sharp this season. I don't know if that's his haircut or, but Emery's not standing for it this season. He wants them all fit and ready to take on Europe.
Proper manager.
But yeah, Barnes, Champions League football, like you said, it was an easy decision for him, which I can understand at the end of the day. He does deserve to play at the highest level. Newcastle paid the money that Leicester wanted in the end, which is a good bargain. A very good player on his day, Harvey Barnes. He can be very unplayable. Scores quite a lot of goals, assists quite a lot. John, Harvey Barnes to Newcastle is now completed, mate, from Leicester City. It's been a few weeks, it's been in the progress. What is your thoughts on Harvey Barnes, and how do you think he'll get on at St James's Park?
I mean, first off, we've been linked to him for about a couple of months now, probably just under that, because he had a 32 million price tag, well, not price tag, market value, 32 million quid. And I've always said he'd be worth a punt if he came available. But for me, I have to judge Eddie's statements because at the end of the day, right, he's got his Champions League, so he deserves some credit in the bank. And he was always going to look for a left-sided player to cover for ASM, or ASM has been forced out because he's been a victim of FFP. But for me, he's got Premier League experience, right? He's worth the money. And look at it, right? I mean, he scored, 13 goals last season for the assist? ASM's St. Maximin scored 11 goals in 4 seasons. And you can see where the problem is, right?
Yeah.
But this guy is going to come in. I think he's going to track back. He's going to work hard for the team. Eddie wants to play him in different positions on the left-hand side. And it's always nice to get him a player that wants to come to the club, such as Newcastle United. I've done a clip this afternoon in the shopping centre, broke the news that he's going to come to us, yeah? And the way he spoke, the way his attitude is, I'm looking for standards at a club. Yep. A standard from the player, standards from his attitude. I want his attitude to be right. And you know what, though, Jack? I'm so happy we got him because I think he's going to do bits. I mean, look, people are going to say, our family's going to say he ain't a big enough name. He's not going to take us forward. But I can remember back in 2001 when Coventry got relegated, we bought Craig Benamy for £6 million. And everyone's saying, Craig who? What's he going to do? And I tell you what, he made a difference in our team under Bob Robson. Now we've got Harvey Barnes. I think this guy's going to be a fantastic signing. I like him. I checked out his stats. Yep. I said 13 goals, 3 assists. Last season, he scored 6, 10 assists. And I like him. He's direct, skillful, and takes on players. The only blot against his record, right? And I don't know if you guys notice, but he does fall over quite easily. I don't want to see that.
I think all players do, John, to be fair, mate.
Yeah.
that's just a modern game, isn't it, really?
I mean, when I watched him twice, he does do that. But I like him. I do like him. He's young, he's English, and that's the most important thing. And I just sent out a tweet regarding to the Leicester City Twitter handler page, and I said some good things about him as well. So, yeah, I'm happy to sign in. Yes, is he worth the money? Just about. However, that's what you do. You want a player, you pay the price.
Thing is,
and what can they expect from Harvey Barnes, Newcastle fans?
Exactly what John said. A player who's going to be direct, a player who's going to get goal involvements. I do think as I said before, he needs to work on his off the ball side of this game, but I think that'll come. But one thing that does make me laugh, I bet you if it was his name was like Barnzinho and he was from Brazil, who'd been banging in the goals, everyone would be going on as if he's like the second coming of Neymar. But because he's Harvey Barnes from Leicester and it's not exactly the most sexy name in the world, people turn their noses up at him. But 13 Premier League goals in a team that has struggled massively this year, I don't think you can turn your nose up at all.
No, I agree. 13 goals last season, our top scorer. He was performing when some players wasn't, but there was a lot of speculation about players looking at moves rather than the season as a whole. And would you agree with that comment from some of the fans that players were rather looking at moves for the summer, knowing the right contract and that last season?
Well, the proof's in the pudding, mates. As soon as the season finished, Tielemans was signed for Villa. Maddison was off to Spurs. It's like, the thing is, to a lot of these players, it was irrelevant if we stayed up or went down because they were jumping ship in the summer. And
Agreed.
Like, you could tell that with a lot of their performances and a lot of their effort.
Maddison arguing on Twitter.
Yeah, like that's post.
It made himself look stupid there, didn't he? With the tweet he put out after Southampton.
But the thing is, it's not even just those players. It's like Castagne's trying to get a move to
Juventus.
Yeah, and it's like, I get the fact that these players want to move on, but it's like, this is why towards the end of last season I was getting so frustrated. It's like, we've got so much talent here, but none of it wants to actually be at Leicester. That's why I'm half of the mindset this year of like almost drain the swamp. Anyone who doesn't want to be here, go, and then like get players that actually want to play for Leicester. Because you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't want to be there and you're not committed, well, we saw the result of that last season.
I agree. I think we would have kept Barnes if we'd stayed up, like most of the players, But we are having to sell because of like relegation and that, which obviously players will look at that, won't they? In other clubs that are Leicester's relegated, will try and take them for the cheap. But Leicester's all did the ground, haven't they? And for £83 million for Barnes and Maddison. So I think they've done well on that regard, haven't they?
But definitely. But I disagree with one thing. I think Barnes would have gone regardless. I just think we probably would have got a bigger fee for him if he'd stayed up. I also think Maddison goes regardless. Tielemans goes regardless. We saw a lot of the performances that we did last year.
Yeah. I agree. John, what's Newcastle fans' reaction then to the news of Harvey Barnes coming to Newcastle? Is he a starter for you lot now then? And what number do you actually think he'll have next season, John, at Newcastle? Will it be the number 7?
I think it'd be 15, I think, according
15.
to one of the podcasters today. I had a message today. It's going to be a 15, I think. So
it was 15 at Leicester, I think, when he first started, didn't he, Ant?
Yeah.
15, then 7.
15 and 7. Yeah.
But
John, come on.
No, I was going to say, for me, I think the fans are happy with this appointment. You know what I mean? This is a signing. Do you know what I mean? I mean, some people wanted to go higher. They wanted to get like Diaby. They wanted to get someone else as well. For me, I think he could be the best who could have signed on that position to place ASM. Now, I feel sorry for ASM. I really do. I wanted him to stay, but obviously his injury record's not the best. And I think they need to take it into consideration as well. I want players to play 35 games a season at least. And if you look at Harvey's record, he's hardly injured, isn't he? I think he was out for a while, but his injury record is not too bad. Am I correct?
His injury was an impact injury, wasn't it, as well? It was an impact injury, so it wasn't exactly like something that's going to be reoccurring. Not as if it was a muscle injury.
But I think we're going to look after him as well. Like, I mean, Eddie's just, focus on injuries as well. And ASM, he missed 13 games last season. Yeah, played 25. That is not really enough for a talented winger that has got an end product. But Harvey Barnes has got an end product. He does score goals and he loves to take on players. He's both footed. And I think for me, I think the fans are quite happy. I mean, I had last season one of my mods, Leslie Stapleton. She's lovely, and she wasn't convinced about the signing. And if she's watching the show now, she completely changed her mind. And you know what? We got to back this guy. We got to back him. See what he does.
Give him a chance.
You got to give him a chance.
He'll come good, John. I promise.
He will come good. He will come good. I mean, Eddie Howe improves players like Joe Linton. Yeah, Jacob Murphy, Sean Longstaff. Yeah, he tried with ASM, but he didn't really change, did he? But Harvey Barnes will be a stellar player. Look at Anthony Gordon, right? I think actually Gordon is going to be key for us this season. He's going to improve so much. Yep. He's going to be playing for England for the next 10 years if they get it right. So it's down to him. And Harvey Barnes, I mean, I don't think he'll be a starter. I don't think he'll be starting all games. But if he comes in, I'll back him. Yeah. And I'm happy with the signing. I think it's a good signing. I think the money is right in today's market. And 5-year deal, English, could be playing for England,
Yeah, agreed. I think Leicester will spend the money well. And let's have a read of what Harvey Barnes has had to say. Let's have a look then. So he's had to say this on Twitter. There is no way to write this, but after much speculation, I am now making the toughest decision of my life to leave Leicester City Football Club. I have real mixed emotion at Leicester City. Is literally all I've ever known. I joined the club at the age of 9 years old and went on the amazing journey together, created memories, and that I'll never forget. My life from a boy to a man. Love this football club and everyone associated with it. I'd like to thank everybody I've worked with, from my teammates now and over the years to all the managers, backroom staff, and what I've worked with. The time I spent at the club's academy was the real special one where I made friends for life. I think he's talking about the likes of Dewsbury Hall and that. I would like to give a special thank you to the owner, Iowa, and his family, who have always been so supportive of me and my family. I really appreciate everything you have done for me. Personally, this is where he talks about the fans. I know words will never do this justice. I would like to take the opportunity to thank the fans. You've supported me through the highs and the lows. I hope you've seen that. I've always given my all for this football club. We achieved so much magical moments along the way. I wish you and this great football club all the very best for the future. You will always have a special place in my heart. And what's your thoughts on the statement provided by Harvey Barnes? It's quite heartfelt, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly the word I was going to go for. You see Maddison's one and you just think, but yeah, that wasn't written by you at all. And that's just someone else writing that when he left for Spurs. That one seems very much it's sort of the way Harvey Barnes would say something. And it's like, good luck to him. He's been brilliant for us. And he's still a Leicester fan. And he's still like, he's a Leicester lad. Well, he's from Burnley, but you know what I mean? He's an academy.
Yeah, he's been in since 9.
Yeah, good luck to him, honestly. Like, as I say, it's clearly like it's not been an easy decision for him. Like in terms of a footballing standpoint, yeah, Championship to Champions League goes without saying. It's
big standard, isn't it?
But it's moving away from Leicester clearly won't be easy for him, and it's not something he would have taken lightly. So, good luck to him.
Yeah, I wish him all the best, Harvey Barnes. He has gave us his all for the football club. We might have been frustrated at times with Barnes where we'd wanted to take on a player, but yeah, we do wish him all the best. Scored some cracking goals, some great memories over the years. So I'd want to thank you for them, Harvey. A part of the FA Cup team as well that won the FA Cup and that. So he's won some trophies for Leicester. I do wish him all the best at his time at Newcastle. And I hope he goes and smashes it, man, and does well in the Champions League as well, because he fully deserves it.
John, sorry, quickly before you get on to that, something that I've just seen that from someone who's quite reliable is that so Harvey Barnes, I'm led to believe, didn't request a transfer at any point and was absolutely preparing to play for LCFC this season if no offer was accepted by the club. Leaves on really good terms and was willing to play in the Championship if the club wasn't willing to reach a deal with Newcastle. And it's like, leaves on a very good note.
That shows how much he loves his football club and how much pride he has for this team and the way he's just Leicester through and through, isn't he? And like I say, he might have been from Burnley, but from the age of 9 onwards, he's just put his heart and soul into Leicester. He's a Leicester City fan, and his love for the club and the passion is really shown. John, on the last point about Harvey Barnes, then how excited are you ahead of the new season? Then seeing him in a Newcastle United shirt, mate.
You know what? I'm quite excited for this coming season. I'm not going to lie, because we got Champions League this season, and we're going to enjoy it. And the thing of the matter is, right? Eddie Howe, he makes a difference for the team. And when you think about it, the players just love playing for Newcastle United. I think the players are super excited for the new season, to be fair. But we definitely need a left back. We definitely need another defender. We definitely need an outside striker if possible. Yeah, we're well off in midfield, which is great. But at the moment in time, I honestly think we're going to have another good season in my book. And the Champions League is going to be fun. I can't wait for the draw to be made. But if you look at the first 4 games they've got, it's going to be very, very tough. But we're going to get there. And you know what? I'm ready for it. We got a game tonight against Villa at 12 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, we'll be able to watch that because I'll be in bed. And I'm looking forward to the Cellar Cup on 2 weeks on Saturday and Sunday. And then after that, be the Villa game. I think the players will be absolutely ready. Eddie's going to put through the paces. And the one guy you can watch out for this season is Sandro Tonali. This guy in midfield is going to be super, super talented. Came from AC Milan, 52 million quid. This guy is going to be so amazing for Newcastle United.
Hello, Blue Fox. John, thank you for coming on, mate. Really appreciate your time coming on to talk about Harvey Barnes. Give a big shout out to your channel, mate, before you go.
No problem. I should do that for you. First off, thank you very much for having us on, guys. And if you go to John Sinclair TV, which is just there, when he decided, there you go, John Sinclair TV is just there. And if you just type that in, it's easy to do. It takes 5 seconds to subscribe. The numbers is going up every single day. Even the mod says it's getting better and better and better. They can't believe the work I put in. And I do, like I said earlier, watch-alongs. I do previews and reviews. scouting report, the 5 takeaways, and I do like breaking news, latest news, like on the clip, so like a short content as well. And just check it out. Just please check it out, guys, and just enjoy. It's as simple as that. And also you find us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Insta, and Twitch.
John, I'm going to say one more thing, mate.
Thank you.
All the best to Newcastle United for the upcoming season, and go and smash the Champions League.
Thank you very much, Jack. I really appreciate that. And you as well, Ant, as well. And you know what? I wish you all the best for the season. I think Enzo Maresca's going to get you guys up this season. If you give him time, I think this guy could be a surprise to get you guys up this season. I really do.
Cheers, John. Appreciate it.
Cheers, boss. See you later, lads. Take care.
See you later. Right, and that was John. We're going to now get on to... Actually, we're going to get on to the first one. We've got a couple of players to talk about. This one we're going to talk first. Steffi Mavropanos. He was at the training ground on Saturday, having his medical and that. There has been rumours that he has now signed that contract. And we're expecting the announcement to be quite imminent, which could potentially be tomorrow. What's your thoughts on Steffi Mavropanos coming to Leicester?
He looks a good player for the level that we'll be at next year. Obviously, he's from Derby, so probably wanting to move back closer to home. Yeah. And it's one of those, for me, like, I don't know a huge amount about him, if I'm completely honest. And through my highlights, he looks very good. He looks like pacey, powerful, someone who's going to take his man on and drive up the opposition. But it's the signing that I'm sort of least excited about that we've made so far this window. Not because I think he's a bad player, but because I'm ignorant on the fact of I don't know enough about him to be able to give a genuinely proper opinion of him.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Obviously, you can't really hype someone up if you don't really know much about them, you know what I mean? Obviously, you look at his FIFA stats and you think, oh, what a fantastic card we've got here on FIFA. But FIFA is different to real life, isn't it? And you know what I mean? I think a lot of people watch YouTube and they tell all their mates this guy's going to go far. And we thought about it with Tete, didn't we, last season, where he had a fantastic game at Aston Villa and weren't seen after that, was he, Tete? But I think we've had a few wingers, haven't we? We've had Lookman, we've had Diabate, we've had Gazelle, we've had Under. If you had to place them in order, and Tete, Lookman, Under, and Diabate, where would you place them in the top 4?
So Lookman, I think, is top.
Yeah.
Comfortably top as well. Under, then you can choose between the rest, if I'm honest. I'll let you choose the rest. But I think Lookman and then Under, and then the rest is such a low quality between them that it's not worth ranking.
Yeah, agreed. I think Mavropanos, £5 million isn't bad for Leicester.
That is going to boil the piss of so many Championship fans spending that money. It's only $5 million, but
just keep sticking it to them, man. You know what I mean? You just really turning the screw here, ain't you, man?
And we've still got 38 million left to spend that we'll be cashing in on as well.
I mean, at the minute, we've only spent £22.5 million. Obviously, the thingy deal will take us to about £27.5 million when we've done the Mavropanos deal. And what I'm going to ask you is, where do Leicester need to positions this summer in the transfer window? Obviously, we've talked about right wing. A right wing, I'd feel, is a priority. Obviously, Ahmed Diallo, there was links with him about Leicester with a loan. Obviously, now he's injured, apparently, with Man United on a pre-season. So that doesn't look like it's going to be happening anytime soon. He did leave on crutches, I heard, from a Man United fan earlier today. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think right mid has always been a priority, hasn't it? And since Riyad Mahrez is left, no one's ever really got close to filling his boots apart from slightly Lookman. Do you get what I mean? So is there a priority this summer that we go and get that right mid position? I mean, at the minute, we've only got Albrighton.
Yeah, and even Lookman, when he came in, I really like Lookman, but he's not fit to lace Mahrez's boots. And the fact he's a left winger as well, who was like playing as a right winger when he came for us. But the thing with our right-hand side is we've always tried to do it on the cheap to find the right replacement. Now we're going to have to do it on the cheap because we're in the Championship. But it's like scouting and finding that right player is so important, I think. And so I'd say a right winger, we probably need another midfielder. And then beyond that, it's probably looking at outgoings and who goes out to who comes in, I think.
I think central attacking mid's a big one in it, and with Maddison leaving this summer. Then we talk about strikers. There's been talk about Iheanacho and Daka. There's been a lot of speculation regarding their futures. Samore and Ndidi as well. Who do you expect to leave at this summer? And do you feel that a striker is necessary if either Iheanacho or Daka leave?
If Iheanacho or Daka leave, 100% we need a striker.
Yeah.
That's if. And we don't know yet what's going to happen there.
No.
I think Castagne will go. I'll be very surprised if he's a Leicester player by the end of the window. Dennis Pratt, I think, will go. Maybe Samare, maybe Ndidi. So it's just, we're in such a difficult situation because we don't know who's going to be here to say who's going to have to come in. And it wouldn't surprise me even if Iverson left now as well, because obviously we've brought in Hemerson to play as for number one.
He'll be number one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Danny Ward and Alex Smithies and
Stolasic.
And then there's the USA goalkeeper as well. He's in there as well. Got about 6 goalkeepers, and
we're stuck with Ward. We're stuck, his wages, we are stuck with him.
He'll have to be
going to go somewhere else.
Goalkeeper, won't he? Let's be honest.
No, but thing is, even the teams that will want him won't pay the wages that he's on here. So why would he go somewhere else? Iverson, he's too good to be a number 2 in the Championship. He waited last year, and I understand the fact of why he wants to leave. It's he wants to go and play football. And he's one of our sellable assets. I reckon you could get about 5-10 million for him.
Yeah, I agree. We do need to get rid of players. Obviously, we want to keep players, don't we? We've got a team who can win the Championship, let's be honest. Like I say, Vardy's not getting any younger, is he? Anti's 36. Year left on his deal. But, when strikers come into Leicester City, they're always sitting behind Jamie Vardy because Vardy's still the number 1 striker. I think that's something that we need to learn to adapt now to help Vardy out on playing that 2 up front. I mean, we've seen it in pre-season with Maresca trialing that 2 up front when we are off the ball, which I think is good for the attacking. Like I said, Dennis Pratt, he's going to be one. Obviously, he's been linked with the Serie A as well. So could he be one who could fill the Yuri Tillemans position?
Yeah. I don't know, because he's much more of an advanced midfielder than Tielemans is. I think Winks is that direct replacement for Tielemans, if I'm honest. I think Dennis Pratt he's a tidy midfielder. It'd be interesting to see if he can stay, what impact he could have in the Championship, but he plays more advanced than Tielemans did.
Yeah, I agree. I like Harry Winks, mate. I think he's a good signing, to be fair, Ant. This man's been talked about bloody whole window regarding teams. Atalanta, Leeds, Leicester. There is no official bid being made, according to Michael Duff, regarding Joel Pirro. He has had talks about his future. Swansea, they'll look at the Gokarex deal, what Coventry got. I think they got £18 million, was it, for Gokarex from Sporting Lisbon. I think in the region, they'll look at that and think we can get that sort of money for Pirro. He's got 1 year left on his deal, scored 20 goals last season. And would Pirro be your sort of striker you go and sign this summer with now Harvey Barnes' money coming available?
I think it depends what happens with Daka and Iheanacho. If both of those stay, you don't go out and get another striker. If one of them does go, I would say I would love Pirro to come in. I think he's a brilliant player, but we don't need to just sign players for the sake of signing players. We need players that are actually going to fill in squad numbers and fill in places that we are lacking squad depth. For me, I think that if he comes in, he starts straight away for us.
Yeah, agreed. Like Maresca said, he's not just going to sign any Tom, Dick and Harry, is he? Let's be honest. He wants the right players to fit his style of football, his module. Like he said, there are players what going to leave. There's players what's going to come in, which is exciting to hear from a Leicester fan perspective. This man, and Akor Adams. Tell me about Akor Adams, Anne. We did talk briefly about him backstage before the show. Tell me about his stats, Anne. Who is he? What's his stats like? Talk to me about Akor Adams.
So obviously, clearly an expert over here. Clearly watched. Hold on. What league is it? Clearly watch the Norwegian league, and watch it every week, mate. Me. But he's so just in terms of his goals, 13 games, 14 goals last season.
Ooh.
It's like very good goal return, and but that's literally all I know about him.
Yeah, and he's a striker, so there's another striking option. And this one, Luke Thomas. Leicester have offered Luke Thomas a new contract. Are you for or against that sort of opinion on that one?
I don't think Thomas is the best left back in the world, but it's protecting the value of an asset. We've seen too many players walk out for nothing over the last couple of the last year or so. So you don't want to see another player walking out for nothing. So it protects the value of the player.
Just read about him. He got sent off today, but who did that? But yeah, me and Ant are football pundits here. We're looking at stats on players. Ant's got FIFA up as we speak. And thoughts on this away kit then? What do you rate it out of 10? What do you like about it?
I'll give it a 7, but what does make me laugh is you look at the pictures of the ones in the fan store, not one of the tops look the same. Have you seen the thing where like King Power's printed in different places?
Kind of like a cross.
Yeah. It's like
mad.
I don't know. It's strange how you can have a shirt like that, but I think it's our best away shirt for a while.
Yep, and the last one, this one, the King Power Stadium, well known as the Walker Stadium back then, and opened on this day in 2002. Gary Lineker officially opened it. What's your best memory, Ant, to the King Power Stadium?
Oh, it has to be West Ham getting relegated last day of the season. What a time to be alive. No, I think it goes without saying, doesn't it? It goes without saying, like, seeing the Premier League trophy lifted. Like, I don't think anything's ever going to come close to that.
No, I agree. And thank you for coming on, mate. Do appreciate you joining me, talking all things Leicester City and Harvey Barnes and that. Please give a shout out to your channel, mate, and where everyone can find you. And you've got a show tonight, haven't you, Ant? So go and promote your show, mate.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about Harvey Barnes again on my show at 9 o'clock, Ant's Leicester fan channel. So come over, subscribe to that, give it a watch, and get involved in the live chat.
Appreciate it. Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Sam.
That was Ant. Great guest. Thank you for John Sinclair for coming on as well. Great bunch of lads. Go and check out Ant's Leicester fan channel. Go and check it out. I will be putting it in the description. Go and check out John Sinclair TV as well, a Newcastle fan channel. So if you're a neutral, go and check that out. We're going to be doing this competition soon. We might even do one for the away kit. What do you reckon? Win the new Leicester City 23-24 home shirt. We will be doing a competition on that very soon. We're still to pick a date, but it will be released in due course. And let's have a look at the last few comments. When will Leicester Spurs be played? I don't know. It might be a behind closed doors thing. I'm not sure. Or they move on with it now, Leicester, and go and play Liverpool next Sunday in Singapore. So it remains to be seen. But guys, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the stream, please smash a like. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It'd help us out massively. And yeah, that is it from me. Let's get the last comment in. We've been to Napoli and Porto, Copenhagen and Rome. Next season, we'll be playing Rotherham at home. Come on, Jack. Yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Terry. Thanks for coming in, mate. Guys, the next streams will be very soon again. So if we have any more transfer news on breaking news regarding Leicester City, or Leicester City news, then we will bring it to you here on the Final Whistle. We will be bringing the match previews back very soon as we take on Coventry City in the first game at the King Power Stadium in the new Championship 23-24 season. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Hi all, thank you for watching The Final Whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share and subscribe to the channel.